Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Monday afternoon, November 15th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of SPY, IWM, Triple Qs. We said there were a lot of moving parts this morning in all three of these indices, and pretty much held true today, although it was a quiet day. We all gapped higher. Triple Qs gapped higher, filled it immediately, and immediately gave up their price probe in A. They attempted to go trend twice today to the downside. They fail. They end up only 7 wide. I guess you could use J as your afternoon pullback. They did fill D singles from Friday, but held some of C's. So they did hold their trend day from yesterday. Russell, disappointment for Russell. Gap higher out of 2 inside days. Remember, that's powerful, right? What happens? Fill the gap, come back into the inside day, and 2 time frames later in C, take out the other end and have an inside day down. So they have an inside day down and an outside day down. So even though it's a 4-day balance, that's pretty crappy finish to the day after a very promising start. They end 9 wide. It is a B shape, but we're going to see if the sellers could capitalize and take advantage of the outside day down tomorrow. SPY and ES, same thing, gap higher. But for us, a little different than Triple Qs. We did not take back the price probe, the base of it, until E. And then you see what happened here. And that was basically the whole day. After that, you got nothing. I had a good day. I didn't do anything after E period. There's one trade, to me, I probably should have taken. We'll go over those. So in A and B period, I bought the 467 calls and the 466 calls in B, and scalped them 4 times in A, 2 times in B. So did very well because we had higher value. We had the price probe to lean on, the price spike, the base. Even though we had closed the gap, I was comfortable. Even though we 1 time frame down, we got nothing for it, I was comfortable. So I did well. Then in E period, I did nothing in C and D. E period, I actually took a short, not when it flushed, but prior to it flushing. I'm like, well, they went down in C. D went back up. As soon as I was like, I think we're going to test this price probe. So I took a short, which worked. But for the life of me, I did not expect this. So I made small on the short, which was the 470s. So, and then I watched it flush. Did not jump on board. I started a small call play. I was down on it. It was a 10 lot only, and I was getting hurt. But when we got to POC and towards the low of K, which is the low of the upper distribution, I bought 100 of the 465 calls that when it went back up paid me very nicely. Took the other 10 off for a loss, but got paid very handsomely on the 100 calls I had. And then that was it, right? F has a poor low. We couldn't get back in. We got into the single prints. 1 penny in E, another penny in F. Amazing how mechanical it was. Now, where's the trade I was thinking about taking? I said, well, if we take out F's high, we still have single prints. Maybe I take a small short. Now let's see if we can get above the base of the price probe since we got below it. Maybe add there, and then if we fill the single prints, take a nice size put play. I would be out if D's low got hit. Because if we had gotten back to D's low, POC at that time would not have been lowered. I didn't take it. Now, why didn't I take it? Well, value at the time was still overlapping to higher. We've gotten filled the single prints. I was like, well, maybe that's all the sellers wanted to do. If we didn't have single prints below us from Friday, I might have been more comfortable taking that. But I thought that if that's all the sellers wanted to do, we took back today's trend day. If I take a size put, now again, my out should have been D's low. So there's no reason for not taking the trade. Because obviously if we got 5 wide up there, I'm sorry, 6 wide, I could have gotten out. But I didn't take it, and obviously it was a good short because look what it did in H, I, and J. Anyway, and then it was really just pure chop the rest of the day. And that's all I did. So it was still a good day, and I didn't take a trade after E. As far as destinations tomorrow, I am using H's high. I don't count N, so H's high is still my afternoon rally high, 467.55. Then we only have four destinations, and they're all within $2 of each other. 468.81, today's high. 469.57, daily high. 470.23, weekly high. 470.65, weekly high and all-time high. For the downside, We have 9 wide at F's high, 467.04. We have today's low, which is a poor low, 466.23. And then you should have all the ones I gave you on Friday night with all the single prints and everything. So before I get to the chart, what am I looking for tomorrow? It's really simple. I think there's a lot of people short right up here. Now again, I don't count N. But we couldn't get above. We had trouble getting back into the IB. So we never got above H's high. So I firmly believe H, K, L, M, and maybe even N now, they're still defending it and they're shorting it. So if we open below there tomorrow in the middle of the range, there's really nothing to do. We're going to trade at POC and then we'll see what happens at the day's low. If we don't take out the day's low, and that's important because now we're one-time framing up and the daily's up for me. If we can't take that out, I would think eventually we are going to get there, and I think there will be stops above it. If we open above here, I think there's going to be a little bit of a short scramble, whoever's shorted between H and N. And then we'll see if we can get today's high. If we don't get above there and we take out today's low, well then everybody who's still short from today is going to be more emboldened because they're still right. We stopped the one-time framing up in the daily. You're going to have at least overlap in the lower value, which means I would think the trend day from Friday would then be taken back. So that's what I'm looking for tomorrow. Either shorts get run above H or we take out today's low and fill the singles. That's my game plan early for tomorrow. And then on the chart, remember, we still have an inside week. It's only one day. So we're going to come out of the inside week to the upside or the downside. Not sure. And then on the daily, I was still calling the daily balance on Friday. I am now calling it up. Even though we closed inside of Friday's range, I'm giving the buyers their due. We're up, one-time framing up. We'll see if they can hold it for tomorrow. Thanks for the likes on these videos and subscribing. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.